Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And thank you to all my new subscribers and those of you who comment. I really appreciate it. This is Rogue, who sat staring at me until I got up to do this. So I think she likes doing the video. Maybe she needs to do her own video. What do you think? Maybe. I keep telling people that that I should get her some of those little buttons that people have been using to help dogs communicate, because she'll just sit there and stare at me, and I'm like, okay, you've had food, you have water, you just went to the bathroom, what the heck do you need? And I can never figure it out. When that happens. She's pretty decent at communicating with me. You learn their signals and all that, but sometimes she gets very frustrated because it's the same, almost the same for everything. She'll stand apart from me and just stare, or she'll jump up on the couch beside me and just go, and I'm like, I don't know what you want. She also does that when she thinks I should go to bed. Sometimes she's right about that. Okay, so I realized that I have the floss tube marked as number 300 and something. And I was like, how can it possibly be that? I must have added 100 somewhere, or 50, or I don't know what, because I was like, that's not possible. Just Keep Stitching has 300 and something. I certainly started way after them, and I have no idea. So from now on, I'm not going to number them because I have no idea. So it's just going to be, the date. I don't know. Because numbers have never been my friends. When I was in school and I couldn't remember multiplication tables, or, don't get me wrong, I am not bad at math if the math I can do is in pictures, like algebra. To me, algebra was like very, very simple. And I couldn't understand why people couldn't do it who were very good at remembering math. But I have trouble remembering phone numbers, or how much I pay a month for something, or even when I was working, how much I got per hour and how much I got per paycheck. I had no idea. I didn't worry too much about it. I just did my best and worked my hardest and figured the rest would come, because numbers and I just, And so when I was in school, I used to think that meant I was somehow less smart than other people. And then at some point, I realized that other people cannot remember colors. In order to match a color of something, I don't have to have it with me. I can remember what color it was and pick something, and I bring it back and it matches exactly, or very close. And other people can't do that, and I was shocked because I've always been able to do that. So I think we're all gifted different ways, and it has nothing to do with intelligence. I guess I need to cut that out, huh? Do I need to cut that out? Yeah. I don't know what got me on that tangent. Oh, the number of the videos. So, I guess I could go back and see what it actually is. I don't know. So I'm just not going to try to number them because I have no idea. When I realized that number was wrong, I was like, then What? Because I usually look at the number of the video before, to know what number it is. So at some point, I got very off. And I don't know how that happened. Anyway, this is a floss tube, and it is September 11th, I believe. I didn't bring my phone over here with me. It just disturbs me, so I just left it where it was. And I don't know what order I'm going to do this in because I just made a pile. I just realized, oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to start with, oh, by the way, I still haven't gotten any sewing done. For a variety of reasons. It is a big deal for me to take out my sewing machine and everything else I use. And if I feel like I have to put it back away right away, a lot of times I won't do it. Or if my sister is using the table or what have you. And so I've wanted to do it, and I come in the room to, work on that, and I just kind of like, because lately my son has been taking to piling things on the table. He's been going to police academy, and I don't want to move his stuff because I don't want to get him confused with stuff or not be able to find stuff. That's what I mean, not confused. So I've just decided that stuff is going to have to move, in various other ways too. So hopefully, it is now Monday. Hopefully by next Monday, I will actually have accomplished something. And then again, part of this is that I just felt like cross stitching. So first, I'm going to talk about my. Whoops, that's upside down. About my Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts temperature cell. And we had a day, the first day of September was below 90 degrees. Now it got back hotter, back up to, I think, 107. And it's starting a cooling trend again. There are a lot of clouds out right now, and there were yesterday. I wanted to go swim yesterday, and I looked out, and there's trees behind our house that are not in our yard. They're on the street. And I could see them like really blowing. And while the temperature might have been warm, when you get out of the water, you don't want a big stiff breeze because, then that's cold. And so I just decided it wasn't a good day for that. Our HOA has a community pool that I can go that is heated. And I may just have to start doing that. I don't know. Swimming is the only exercise I enjoy. And because of my arthritis in my knee and stuff, all of my doctors go, well, you need to exercise. And yeah, swimming's good because it's, it low impact. And if I could afford it, I'd belong to a gym so I could go to a nice, big, warm, huge pool with no wind and no breeze. I like the pool behind my house. Don't get me wrong. The pool in my yard is great. I like the fact that I can put on my suit, walk out there and swim for a while, and then, go in and all that, and I don't have to change in a room with a whole bunch of people I don't know. But it stays above 100 or 100 or so all month. But whether or not that's comfortable to swim is, you know, I know, but I am a wimp now, having lived here as long as I have, that to me, 100 is just barely warm enough to swim. So if there's a lot of breeze or something like that, and you know, the sun doesn't heat the water the same way. Anyway, so I think that we're going to have a lot this coming week is going to have a cooling trend, but also up and down. I'm hoping that it doesn't get cool too fast, so that I can enjoy my pool in my backyard longer and make a decision what I want to do to have a pool all year round, because realistically, if that's the only exercise I'm getting, I really need to. I just lost the needle. It was right here. I just lost it. Well, hopefully I won't step on it. Oh. It got caught in the threads, but it got caught this way, and that's never how I put the needle, so. Yay. I once dropped a needle, and I looked around for it for a while, and I told my sister, I think I'm going to take a break and go do something else, because if I do that, as soon as I walk back, I'll find the needle. It'll be right there, right where I was looking, and I'll see it. Sure enough, you know. So sometimes you can't just like focus on it, because then it makes it harder to see it. So I've done a little bit more work, not a whole lot. Kind of looks the same on plant pots. I'm working on this kitty right here. I was thinking about stopping the black and doing the cactus, but we'll see. I just put in one more thread, which was like 2 more rows, almost 2. It's like 1.5, but I have 1 more row to go, and then I have to do the eyes and, you know, and all that. And hopefully this time I won't just stitch right over it and have to stitch over. I didn't go back and unstitch to put the eyes in. I, you know, put that black over, but white won't go over black as easily as easily as black goes over white. Now I'm doing this on 14 count Aida, and I think it's called Rustica. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it feels a lot like burlap. It does not have a good feel to it. I mean, it stitches fine and everything, and I don't mind stitching on it, but the feel of the fabric, and especially when I first started, it was very stiff, but feels kind of like burlap, and it has a very rustic look to it, and I think that's great for around, you know, if you're going to put it on something to hold plants. So probably not by this year's birthday for my sister, maybe by next year's birthday for my sister, as much as I'm working on it. It's not difficult. It's not difficult, but I get involved on other things and forget that I need to work on it. So hopefully I will get more involved in that pattern to get it done for my sister. And then the other extra project that I'm doing is Fala Lamingo by Hands On Design, and I'm stitching this on 32 count mint it's a Lugana, but it's got little spots. And I can't remember what it's called. I know a lot of people put little tags on something as to what it's called. I can't remember. And I don't want little tags on. But I picked this up at the attic. I'd seen it, and then I said, no, I shouldn't buy that. I don't have anything to work on it with. And then the next time I went, I didn't pick it up, and I was at the cash register, and I went, never mind, I'm going to go get it. And I still didn't decide what I wanted to do it on. And then when I was going to start this, I was like, that's perfect. It looks like snowflakes, right? And so this pink body of the flamingo is done, and I'm getting, the darker color, getting more done. And it's stitching up fast. I just haven't worked on it very much. The last time I went to work on it, a knot got in the thread, and I tried for a long time. And finally I just cut it. And then I was done for the day. So I haven't worked on it as often as I did. But I can't wait to put on those little hats. They're adorable, right? And I think the next color I'm going to do is white and then red. No, maybe not the red. No, I could do the red. There's Smyrna crosses for the red, and but they're on the what is this? Is that holly? I don't know. So I could do the red up there and not do the red down here. That's fine, but I think the Smyrna crosses should be done after the back stitching of that one flamingo's legs, but before the back stitching of the other stuff. And you all know how bad I am at counting, so I'm not sure that I want to put in those Smyrna crosses before I do the green part. I think I need to do the green part first. And I just noticed something. Was I showing the... I'm going to have to look at the video. Was I showing the pattern? Okay. I haven't ruined it yet. So there's a Smyrna cross right here. And I was just zooming down on because the pattern is in black and white. And the symbols, while different, they're not where they stick out that it's something different for the symbols that are the color of the Smyrna crosses and the color of the flamingo body. And so I'll just have to remember. Now, we have this Smyrna cross and these two, which in the pattern, when you're looking at the flamingo, almost look like legs. So those two, I probably wouldn't have any trouble counting to, but I just don't want to do the red all at once, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Or do the red up top and then later on the red on the stuff. It doesn't matter. Worrying too much about it. I sit a long time and plan how I'm going to stitch something, what color I'm going to use when. Because because of my problems with counting any great distance, that I want to just like have a plan of attack. So anyway, that's the work I've done on that. And then we have WIPGO. So one of the calls for this month has been Daisy May, Stitching with the Housewives. And if you'll see, that yellow is Queen Bee, which is not the yellow I chose, but her little hand shows up pretty good, because Queen Bee is darker than the one I chose, and I didn't think about it too much. But I have I chose Sally Sunshine, which is a Weeks Dye Works color, and you can't see the hand very well, but I'm just going to leave it. And the color has it goes from light to dark. I can't remember that word. But I've gotten pretty far on it. I'm going to finish this flower before I go further down on her dress, because I kind of want to just go like this. And so today, as I said, is the 11th, and I probably have done 10 days on this, but I'm going to keep working on it, because I'm supposed to also be doing 10 days on this. And I'm doing Daisy May, mostly in the Caldboard colors, on 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. This is Holly Jolly Christmas by Erica Michaels, and I've done both the berries, although I only fully finished one so far. And I'm doing this. I don't know what it's called, what she calls it. She has a name for it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it exactly like that, but I did buy the candy canes and stuff, the little leaf. There's a little leaf. I'm going to do that, but I'm probably not going to do the cording around there that she has. That's unless she doesn't, I don't know, it may say inside. As I mentioned last time, I was running out of grasshopper, and I got about this far, I don't know, but I decided to keep going. I kind of wanted to see how far I could go, and I still have thread on here, and the pattern, I've only done this much, so then there's this of that green. But I went ahead and went to the attic and got more of this color because yeah, there's no way. But I didn't want to use the DMC color if I had already started it in the Classic Color. No, it's not Classic Colorworks. Is it Classic Colorworks? Yes. So I want to go ahead and finish this top row in the first package that I have. I have maybe 2 more threads or something. And then my problem is I want to make sure that I'm not running out of one in the middle of the others. I held them up against each other when I went and bought it. They're very, very, very close, so I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble, but I don't want to change in the middle of a letter. So, I may do this row with the rest of that and start on the new one with this, just to make sure that I'm not stopping in the middle of a letter. I probably have enough to do most of the word holly of the original package that I have. Package skein, what is it called? Anyway. But like I said, I don't want to change in the middle of a letter because sometimes you can see a variation. And I'm doing this on 18 count Aida in the color Vintage. And I noticed that I bought 32 count Stormy, it might have been Stormy Clouds. I bought two that had the name Stormy. Stormy Clouds and Stormy Night or something like that. But the lighter one looks almost like that. And the opal that I like so much for the Dragon Biscornu looks very much like that. And I guess I'm very attached to that color. You know, the off-white with the little swirls of gray. But I think it works for the things that I'm doing it on. And I am almost done. I have not done as much work on the hands-on design mini snuggle snowman. Mini snowman snuggles? I don't know. I haven't done as much on that as I had done. I was trying to do at least one square at a time. And I'm not finding it frustrating. What is the word I want to use? As I said, I like to plan out what I'm going to do in what order. And I can't, like, do one thread in that same square if there's a big gap, because I tried with one of them and I had to take it out because I was off somehow. So this is how far I've gotten. This is other threads. This is how far I've gotten. And so it's 1, 2, 3 squares, and then I just kind of finish with the thread if it was like attached kind of thing. So I didn't have to count out. And right here is a thicker branch or something. So there's, you know, different colors, but I haven't used them since, I don't know, over here somewhere. So I would have to go pretty far over, so I have to decide how I want to do that. Plus there's also a whole bunch of newer colors that I haven't started yet. And so I think I want to try to do as much as I can with the colors I've already used. And if they're not really close, I'm going to finish the thread and start again when I get to it, because I don't want to carry the threads that far. I mind carrying it a little bit. I do that all the time. But I'm having to make some decisions on how I want to work on this. So that is my snowman. And I'm not used to using a hoop. So when I put it on a hoop, I just kind of get very frustrated. But it does help hold the fabric nice and, you know, straight and all that. So I do it, but I do find it frustrating because that's not normally the way I stitch. So that's all for this video. My timer is showing 30 minutes, but I'm going to be cutting out the dog growling and my coughing. But I feel like I'm making pretty good progress on some of these things. hopefully I'll still be able to continue making progress and get other things accomplished, like sewing and other things. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week.